So little Lorelei has been the focus of this program for the past couple of days because the hospital system so disgracefully let her down. I was inspired by the reporting of Channel 7 and congratulations to them for breaking this. But I said last night, and I said at the start of this show, the test of the decency of the Health Minister in New South Wales and the test of the decency of the government in New South Wales is how they respond to this. Now, they can't undo what has been done. They can't immediately sack someone the day after it has been made public. But you think you go and look these people in the eye. You think you would go and talk to these people whose little girl is wearing a brace, whose little girl is going through a series of tests today to work out whether the injury to her neck will be a permanent one or one that her little body will be able to recover from. Think of the panic that these parents went through as they were rejected by a hospital and spent 2 days trying to take care of their little girl, trying to trust what the hospital said, which was, no scan, it'll all be okay. Of course, it wasn't okay, and she has a broken neck. Lorelei is smiling tonight, and Lorelei is okay tonight. That is the most important thing. But I wanted you to meet her mum and dad. I wanted you to be able to meet them as I met them. This is our conversation that we had a little earlier today, and it's a conversation that we were having not too far from the Westmead Hospital. These are two very special people that are going through the ringer right now. Have a listen to, firstly, their original experience and then how the Health Minister treated them. Guys, thank you very much for the chance to chat. How's Lorelei doing today?
She's in high spirits, which is nice because it's nice to see her smiling. She's actually trying to laugh, you know, trying to have a joke with us, starting to be her normal self. So it's really nice as parents to see some positive step in the right direction, that she's actually getting better.
I'll go through all of the nonsense and some of the nonsense that happened today, but how are you guys doing? I know that Ronald McDonald House is going to do their bit to make it as comfortable for you as possible, but what's the worry right now? How do you feel?
At the moment,
overwhelmed.
Yeah,
we're just overwhelmed by everything. We've got so much media talking to us, Facebook, doctors, trying to be there for Lorelei, everything. It's
very overwhelming.
Very overwhelming.
And then, you know, I certainly know from experience these things bring you together at times like this.
Yeah.
Are you finding that you're able to, when one of you's up, the other one's able to be down and the other way around?
We really have equalled out each other, and it's really proven our relationship with each other, and I'd definitely say that we've gotten stronger as a couple, and the amount of family and just support we've had from everyone and friends has just been amazing.
So I want to ask, a few days ago about, there was a car accident.
Yes.
A car accident that we saw the pictures of on telly last night. You want to make an appeal to the person who's on the other side of that.
Yeah.
What do you want to say to the person on the other side of that car accident?
Just that we do not blame you for anything and that it was a complete accident. Nobody's seen each other, and please don't, for 1 second, think that this is your fault, that you're the reason that our daughter's in hospital. You're not. It was an accident.
You've done nothing but be amazing with me and my daughter, and so supportive, and just went over and straight and picked her up and helped me out. And when I was freaking out because I was stressed that she was scared because I couldn't get out of the car. So he was just amazing. He was so caring and so kind and so sympathetic towards me. I can't thank him enough.
So if the driver's watching, if you want to get in touch with me and I'll hand you over, send me an email, get in touch, whatever. Yeah. But you'd like to talk to
I would love to just let him know that we want to really talk to him and just let him know that it's not his fault.
So when you go to hospital, you've got a little girl who was quiet, in shock or screaming. What was she like when she turns up?
She was screaming, absolutely screaming in pain, and it was the worst thing to watch because she was an absolute mess. She couldn't calm her down. If you did touch her, the slightest touch, she would scream. You change her nappy, she'd scream. It was just, it made you cringe watching her. It was awful.
So then we've seen that you go through the process and they didn't do the scans. How long was she at hospital before they said, we're not going to do the scan, time to go home?
We got there basically, we're only there for 5 hours, and after I've asked for the scan...
What time was your scan?
My scan was straight away, so I got a scan about 9:30. I asked the radiologist exactly, could we scan my daughter, please, at least from the neck and the chest area, just to check that area. No, we'd have to get another referral. And that makes me sick to think that now where she is and what is wrong with her, it kills you. As a parent, it kills you.
And also, not just the accident, but the time after the accident, the time in the hospital, and then that time when she goes home, all of that could have made something worse, and that's what you're living with right now.
We were lifting her up. My mum, my sister, all of us were lifting her up to try and move her and try and do things for her. And with the one slight movement, she would have either been dead or a quadriplegic.
So then when she eventually gets back to hospital, how long before there's the scan? And again, she's still in pain, any movement, anything is just turning her inside out, right?
Well, they actually took her back to Wyong Hospital and still nothing got done for another 8 hours, I think it was.
It was only the fact that she actually got given OxyContin, which is Endone, and she's actually thrown up is the reason she got sent to Gosford. She didn't get sent to Gosford for scans, she got sent to Gosford because they couldn't deal with it at Wyong.
Wyong made the assumption that she had a viral infection without doing anything except for a couple of blood tests.
They diagnosed her with viral infection.
After being in a car accident?
Yep.
After being in pain?
Because she had temperatures.
Come on. Yep. There's a particular image that will stay with me for a very long time, of that little image of her just reaching her hand out and you kissing down on her hand.
That's when she was crying because we couldn't pick her up. And it was really hard.
Oh, sweetie. And there's no parent or grandparent who doesn't know that moment, right, where your kid's looking at you saying, please, please.
Please pick me up, yeah.
And she just wanted to cuddle. That's all she wanted. She just wanted to feel our love again. I couldn't get back to her because she was stuck in the bed.
Have you been able to squeeze her hand or anything in the past couple of days?
Yeah, we've been able to do that, but she's still going to be in bed for at least 2 weeks minimum.
And she feels like I feel like she feels that she can't actually get a proper cuddle off us, because even if we give her a cuddle, she's still got the brace on and it's still not skin to skin contact.
They want that touch, don't they? They want that feel.
Yeah, she wants that feeling.
And it doesn't matter what happens, the world's put right when mummy and daddy get to give you a cuddle, right?
Yeah.
Exactly right.
Like we all know it, like
always.
If they bang their hand or their head, whatever, a cuddle is what puts them right. And
always makes her feel better.
So we hope for nothing but the best of care from here on in, and it feels like you're in...
Which is what we're getting.
You're getting that now.
Yeah, can't fault them for a second.
So,
Always made it amazing.
Imagine going through this. Ben and Elise are a young couple, like many, that live on the Central Coast, and they expected much more of the health system than they ended up getting. And what about that detail that the only reason they ended up at another hospital was because when they tried to shove painkillers down the little girl's throat, she threw them back up. And they thought it was a viral infection. So you've now heard the details, you've met the family. You know what happened to the little girl. So what happened when the health minister rang them today? Let's turn our attention to the health minister. I share what you've said and not said in that reaction then. You spoke to him today.
Yep.
How long did it go for, and what sort of sorry did you get?
It was probably about a 10-minute call, and the sorry from him personally seemed sympathetic, but then he continued on to make it out like Wyong did everything that they could when they didn't. We asked for that scan.
And the fact that also he made it to me because Ben spoke to him first on the phone and I took over the second half, he made it out that he's had a family member that's gotten cancer from radiation. He made it out that basically getting radiation and risking her getting radiation is worse than a broken neck and ending up possibly quadriplegic or dead. And I can't even fathom that. I cannot understand how you can even compare the two.
And his bedside manner, for want of a better term, is he trying to tell you, like, settle down, listen to me, I'll tell you, or is he showing some signs of actually understanding how big a stuff up this
It
is.
sounds like it's scripted, and it's like he got it written down for him, and it's like he has to sort this issue out because it's another problem for him. It's not an actual problem that he needs to sort out because this is his department. And I'm sorry, but he needs to address this because this is serious. People are dying. People are going to Wyong and dying. People are going home and ending up in serious injuries. It is not enough.
Because we also learn again tonight on Channel 7, and you guys have been inundated, no doubt, with people with their different stories, but this little kid who ends up needing an appendicitis treatment, but was basically fobbed off.
Force-fed Nurofen.
And that makes me angry because when I was 8, I had an appendicitis myself, and that was excruciating pain, and my appendix ruptured. So I understand how much pain that little boy was in. I can't imagine that poor mother. I feel for her because it's just awful to watch.
Because also, I mean, the thing that pissed me off watching it, and I will remain pissed off on your behalf, as will everyone watching right now, is there's the human response, but then there's also the person in charge of the system response.
Yes.
And it seems like to protect the system from you guys suing or somebody else suing, there's this script that gets followed.
Yes.
But what did you want to hear that he didn't say?
I wanted him to try and stop making it sound like he was making excuses for Wyong for their negligence, which is what he was trying to do. It's like he was trying to make excuses up for why they stuffed up.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, but you haven't got a leg to stand on.
What about you?
Wyong's stuffed up and he's trying to cover it up. That's what it seems like to me. And, you know, repercussions for a stuff-up have to happen.
Is it true that on the phone call at one point he said, "You're not listening to me"?
No.
Okay, right.
No.
So that's false reporting that's around. We want to deal with that. Good. It's out there. Nice. Nice to know. So it feels like they have a strategy.
Yeah.
That they hope that you're here now.
Yeah.
Best care possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Media turns their attention to something else and we move on.
Yeah.
But that can't happen, right?
No.
No.
That shouldn't happen.
This is what ends up happening every time something like this happens. It ends up on TV. Everyone hears about it for a while and then it disappears. Yeah. This needs to keep going. This needs to keep getting fought, and we are trying our hardest to get this fight and the ball rolling. This needs to stop.
Because I think, you know, what our expectation watching it, you're living it, is we want them to understand there's a problem, to punish the people who are responsible for the problem, and to fix the problem to make sure as best as possible it doesn't happen.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's not unreasonable, right?
No, that's just being a human person who wants to be treated like a human being. Yeah. Be treated the way that we should be treated in Australia. We're meant to have top hospitals in Australia, top care. And at the moment, Ben and Wyong, it's like you're living in a third world country.
Elise and Ben. Now, here's what will happen next. The Health Minister will be more annoyed at me for talking about this than any of the people who were responsible for Lorelei's care. There will be a side conversation about whether or not the media should or shouldn't involve themselves, or shouldn't allow long chunks of time for people during stressful situations to speak from the heart about what had happened to them. Well, all of that is bullshit, and all of that is a distraction. There is a major failing in a major hospital. It is your responsibility as the Minister to account for it, not just try to hope that we'll all run out of puff and change the subject. We will remain in constant contact with those two people, and I'll tell you whenever they would like you to know more about what's happening with Lorelei, but please send your strength and love to them, and in the coming days we'll try to pull together a way that you can start to show your support for them directly, and we can try to get more action out of the New South Wales government.